In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the especially merciful. By the blessing of Sidi Shaykh, may Allah sanctify his secret. Understanding your awakened visions, mushahadah. How, when a message, risala, arrives, it is in reality inconceivable that we wouldn't understand its meaning. The idea that the Lord would send a message to someone incapable of grasping it is unthinkable. Whenever the Lord dispatches a sign, a hint, or something to a seeker, he never conveys anything beyond their capacity to understand. However, some things you might understand in the present moment, while others might take longer. You may need a week or even a month before you fully comprehend the message. So how can we be certain we understand the message as soon as it arrives? How do we interpret what we witness immediately, without delay? Immediate understanding necessitates being among those who have devotedly adhered to their mandatory dhikr, word, their litanies, and all their daily religious obligations. In contrast, an individual who neglects and forsakes their duties will experience a delay in comprehending the messages sent to them. Thus, it's not merely about seeing for the sake of seeing, but rather understanding what we witness. Take, for instance, the scenario where your father sends you to the market. You might need a comprehensive list: 2 pounds of potatoes, 1 pound of this, 3 of that. However, if you routinely go to the market, you'll eventually discern what you must buy without constantly consulting your list. The underlying assumption is that after working for your father for an extended period, you've come to learn and understand his expectations without the need for explicit verbal or written instructions. All he might need to do is give you a certain look, and you immediately grasp his intentions. Alternatively, he hands you a specific amount of money, and you intuitively discern what he expects you to purchase. The same principle applies. The more experience you gather in nurturing your relationship with the Lord, the deeper your understanding becomes of what this bond demands from you in relation to him. As for the Lord, he undoubtedly knows perfectly what resides within us. He is all-knowing. However, we too must know. We need to understand, not what is in him, but what lies within ourselves. Thus, the truths of our inner selves will be unveiled to us proportionally, based on how we maintain our relationship with our Lord. If he chooses to reveal this truth, hakika, to us, and we accept it as it is, meaning if it aligns with what the Creator expects from his creatures, then we listen and obey. But if it contradicts divine laws, it becomes our responsibility to recognize that the issue lies within us. We then must take necessary actions to change and rectify ourselves, as this inherent problem is what may lead us to neglect and renounce obedience to the Lord and adherence to the teachings brought by the chosen prophet.